Evening, ladies and gentlemen. On the 7th of March 2014, this is our 9th overall recapitulation of the markets in 2014. And this is John FARACLAS from Allaboutshipping.co.uk. The first news that we always start is the state of the markets. And the Baltic Dry Index had some gains. We have always to be on the positive side despite the overall weak worldwide economic situation. So the BDI, which was, as you recall, 2,227 points at the end of 2013, it's still down 684 points, and the index today closed at 1,543, which is up 63 points since yesterday and 285 points since last week's 1,258 points. There is a significance here because the size which pushed up the index was again the Cape sizes. Now the Cape sizes, as I said above, they went up nearly 1,000 points, nearly, and I mean, it's something which I'm very sort of afraid to say more because I don't want to influence the markets. As I have said in the past, the size which, in my view, and correct me if I'm wrong, I will be open to criticism, that dominates the markets and is the average, is the Panamax size. The Panamax size, as you can understand, closed at 1,075 points, which is fine, up 19 points since yesterday, but overall 24 points since last week, which was at 1,099 points. So the closure at 1,075 points down overall, it's something of importance. Bear in mind, we still have open the issue of the Panama Canal. The BSI at 1,131 points was up 9 points since yesterday and 28 points last week. The BHSI remained flat at 663 points, which is overall minus 3 points since last week, 669 points. The WETs unfortunately continued the downfall, and the Baltic Dirty Dry Index was down at 695 points, which is minus 7 since yesterday, and another minus of 42 overall from last week, 737 points. Equally, the cleans with the Baltic Clean Tanker Index, the BCTI, they were down at 623 points, which is a minus 2 since yesterday and 7 overall since last week's 630 points. Now, the world of politics, shipping and business. The Ukrainian saga. The Ukrainian saga continues and it will produce tremors in the trade. But Russia, we have to admit that, is the master of the game. It's in their own court. Not just the ball, but the whole game. That's a personal view. I wonder, all this mess about the sanctions, given that nothing is missing from Russia today, and I guess that we in the West, we do not want to traumatize the relationship with capitalist Russia. Remember, we're at Cold War, two different blocs, two different philosophies. The free world and communism, alright? So, what we would like next to see? I think we must make steps forward slowly and steadily, alright? Now, the Russians, in particular after the end of what has happened, they have been received with accolades in the West. Capitalist Russians, from all denominations, from everything. They are based in the West major metropolises. Correct me if I'm wrong. So how this saga with Crimea and Ukraine in general, how the strategists, they are handling this situation. This is a very sensitive situation and it needs not a short-term solution but a long-term solution. After all, don't forget that, after the Cold War, we had the famous Middle Eastern problems, terrorism, you name it, and of course the latest, Africa, North Africa, Mediterranean, Arab Spring, which ended up in a mess. We have to admit that. And what else is has to come? You need two in a tango. On another note as well, we wanted to see how Mrs. Merkel is going to handle the situation, because of course Germany plays a pivotal role in the world politics and economics. This is very, very important. We must be very careful of what goes on. Again, we remain in the hot area, which is the Black Sea. There are some custom controls issues about cargoes in Crimea, and of course some fears on the container trade. This should be played down. The Paralympics in Sochi, they're already underway today. We should not really spoil sports and politics. It's a different world. We had the Moscow Olympics in the past, and many people tried to boycott them, and that was a mess, you know. That's why one of Greece's late statements and leaders, Konstantin Karamanlis, to avoid all this political mess and the involvement with politics and sports, he wished that the Olympic Games, they take place in the birthplace, and this is Olympia in Greece. That will have ended up many tit-for-tat situations vis-à-vis a political issue and games. And don't forget, the Paralympics are also something different, something we give a difference to some people in need from all denominations, from all races, and this is important. Ukraine and the whole issue of Crimea is not just a problem that just surfaced. It's a very old problem, and it's an issue of the press to understand not to jeopardize the situation and sell either newspapers or get the logins on their blogs. Another issue still going on, despite the fact that some sort of solution appears with the termination and the continuation of the construction of the third locks in Panama Canal, still myself, I am not happy with this situation. This is very, very important. Let's keep a close eye there. I don't like it. I like to see an agreement, a final agreement to finalize this. Those who have triggered this mess in Panama, they will, they will try and drown in their own locks. As you have seen lately in our site, we have EIRA, and EIRA stands for the Energy International Risk Assessment, which is a very interesting newsletter, and it has been created with the aim to help Readers International to understand the anomalies that takes place and they stem out of the unorthodox competition in the energy sector in the Balkans, the Eastern Mediterranean, the Caspian Sea, Africa and Asia. And during this time, the people who get involved with EIRA, they have proven absolutely right. So when you log on us, you will see EIRA, the Energy International Risk Assessment, and we would like in the dialogue blog there, box there, to tell us your views about what is going on. Lately, we have seen a bit of a surge of strange piracy, and we must make sure that we keep a close eye on, there, because the environment is as such that can create a big spill out. Political situations, it's time to watch all BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. This is a very important issue, and equally to watch what unfortunately people characterize the pigs, But Mediterranean is a place we have to make sure that business peace is there. You have austerity in Portugal, in Spain, in France. Things are not as people are thinking. Italy, Greece, to name but a few on the European side countries, and of course Cyprus. We have at all costs to make people understand that this can create a very big explosion. It's about time people get the masks, the botas out, and the moretas, the women, indeed we have some women, and see how we can find a solution, because the explosion will be devastating. See, finance, I said earlier about the markets, fair is fair, but you see some people are still greedy. Since the 2007-2008 new building spree, again, this time as we speak, we have another spree of ordering. That will completely dry out even the funds, the most powerful funds, and then it will be, excuse my French, hell in the market. That's very important. Again, the good ship owners are those that the banks go there and give them the money. That's a very important issue, okay? All right. Now, on a better tone, tomorrow, we all wake up and it's International Women's Day. And we are very sensitive in this issue and in celebration, this great anniversary, because we owe a lot, the maximum one can imagine, to our women, and particularly the women in shipping. And we are very pleased that these big celebrations, the 40th anniversary of Vista UK, which is the beginning of everything about women in shipping, takes place on the 8th of June in London and then in Liverpool. Equally, down south, there will be the annual Vista International Conference on the island of Cyprus, where Despina Theodosiou and her team were sure they're going to produce the best down there. And of course, keep an eye during the first fortnight of April with the International Shipping Week in Singapore between the 6th and the 11th of April. A very, very big event takes place in a very big metropolis, a shipping metropolis, a passage in the world. Let's hope that what you read with us helps you a lot. What you heard tonight is very important, and let's make sure that a proper balance is created for the benefit of all in the market, in particular the shipping markets, which carries the largest volume by large of the world's trade. And there we have to tell you, we would like to see a proper mentorship and people that are employed today worldwide to go at sea. It's one of the best paid jobs, and I'm sure that some countries who have mastered this and now are in tatters, like Greece and other nations in the Mediterranean, should direct their personnel, the new generation, back to sea, the jobs that saved Greece after a very traumatic Second World War and a civil war. On this note, we'd like to thank you for listening to us, and we wish you a nice weekend. This is John FARACLAS from allaboutshipping.co.uk. Thank you.